Hey guys, I did my first video yesterday. I really liked it. I basically talked about a topic most people don't like to talk about, and that is suicide awareness, the suicide hotline awareness, just depression, you know, how God can help you and all that great stuff. And I briefly mentioned my Crohn's. That makes it where medicine doesn't absorb, blah blah blah. So I thought I'll be that person that talks about Crohn's, because nobody likes to talk about it. Nobody likes to talk about a bowel disease, especially a Crohn. But it's embarrassing. It's raw, but it's real life. Basically, January last year, it might have started this month, so it's been about a year that I've been suffering with the pain. I was about 150. I lost 40 pounds in 4 to 6 months. It was unintentional. I was not working out. I was eating normal. It was just falling off, and I could not, put it back on to save my life. So, my mom got me in with a general surgeon, and we were worried about colon cancer, because at the rate I lost the weight and my age and the seriousness of my condition or symptoms, because I was going to the bathroom like over 20 times a day. I still do. I haven't received treatment, and I'll explain why. But basically, I had a colonoscopy and a endoscopy done. They found inflammation, which he chalked up to be the prep, which is untrue, because prep day was an easy day for me. Everyone was like, "Oh, I hate prep day. It's the worst. Ugh, I don't want to do it." No. It was like a easy Crohn's day for me. I knew I had Crohn's before I got diagnosed. I just knew. It's just like with my endometriosis and all my other issues. I just knew. But anyways, he comes out of surgery and he's like, "Everything looks good," and I'm like, that doesn't sound so positive. But looking back, he was a general surgeon, and he was looking for cancer, and so I did look good, because I don't have cancer, so praise God for that. But I did have the inflammation cells. I did have lymphoid aggregates, which are basically cluster cells of immune cells that are trying to fight off infection. Boyfriend interrupted. I normally do my recording inside, but he's doing his thing inside, so I'm gonna do my thing outside. And it actually feels kind of good with the blanket, so I guess I'll try to figure out how to edit that out later. Maybe not, just deal with it. I don't know. I had a buildup of congestion of blood in my colon. My entire colon actually was, covered in those lymphoid aggregates. But he called me and he was like, "I think you're okay. I mean, there's something else going on." I was like, "No, I don't lose this much weight." And like I said, at my age, without trying and still eating, really unhealthy things that I should be gaining a lot of weight, I said I'm not, I wasn't taking no for an answer. And poor guy, he wasn't even a gastroenterologist, like he was just a general surgeon. But he's like, "Okay, you know what, I'll do a Prometheus blood test for you." It's not usually the first line of looking for Crohn's. Normally they do it via the colonoscopy, endoscopy, and then the histology report, or pathology report. But he called me up like a week later, took a week to get back, and he was like, "Miss Mitchell, like, I'm so sorry, and this is weird, I've never seen this, but you actually do have Crohn's. It just doesn't present like most cases, like everything else about me." So I was like, "Thank you for finally giving me an answer. I've been waiting a year in so much pain. I mean, if you only know the, like, you can only relate if you have it. Basically, what I want to say is just to advocate for yourself. If I had not pushed for myself, knowing that I was not well and not accepting their answers, I wouldn't have had that blood test and I wouldn't have had my diagnosis. I did go see a specialist. For some reason, even with the blood test and the characteristics in the colonoscopy of Crohn's, he wanted to see for himself before I was treated. And I don't know if you know anything about this, but the process is like months. You don't just get in, get out, get your answers, and you figure it out. I've already been a year untreated. I was hoping that he could start me on something. I didn't want to take steroids. I personally hate taking medicines and all that. But you know, that's what I need to feel better. Stomach's always inflamed. My body's inflamed. I have lupus. That would be a whole other video. But basically, before I could get in for his testing, I was in the hospital about 4 to 5 times, maybe 3, I'm not sure. I was admitted to Macon Medical Center here in Georgia for intussusception. I know I butchered the word. My bowel telescoped. It's very rare, as is. Only 20,000 cases a year, 95% of them being children, young children, around 3. Not 5% being adults. It's actually more common to be found in people in their 40s or 50s. That's the mean age for people that don't have it for, that are, you know, the 5% or whatever. And, it's rare enough for that, but while I was having my CT scan, they actually saw it undo itself, which they said is very uncommon that in adults it doesn't undo itself. And if it does undo itself, it has a tendency to continue to undo itself. And so basically it reoccurs, it happens, and I can feel it, you know, it tightens up in this area right here. Kind of feels like someone's squeezing, and then a little bit later it'll just come out. And it's frustrating because it doesn't get caught while they do it, and that's why, because I probably need a bowel resection. I probably have an affected area. I've always had, when I was in Macon, they said I had a mass infection on both my bowels. The thickening of both my bowels were significant. I left against medical advice the next day because my doctor came in, wanted to do a colonoscopy and endoscopy, didn't look at my CT scan, and I felt like he needed to go in and take a look and see what was going on, because it's been a long time and I'm sick and I want answers, you know? So, I just left, and basically I'm sitting around just waiting and seeing. I'm not medicated. I highly recommend, don't just ditch. I'm stubborn and it just triggered. But get your treatment. I will be finding another doctor who will look at the facts that are already there, that I've already worked months and months to get, and that will just treat me, hopefully help me feel better. If you have symptoms, you know, that would signal that I recommend, you know, getting to your doctor right away. Crohn's is an autoimmune disorder. It is for life. There is no cure. You can manage it, treat it. You can go into remission. And that's good news. You can feel better. You don't have to feel like this all the time. One thing, I have a few autoimmune diseases that's really annoying is you can look okay on the outside and you don't feel okay on the inside. And that's when people don't take you seriously, especially at my age. But people my age can get sick, and they can get very sick. I mean, people know the kids die of cancer every day. So, why treat young adults any differently? But, yeah, that was just my Crohn's story. I just basically want to say that if you feel like you have it and you've had testing done and it didn't show up, it doesn't mean you don't have it. Sometimes they don't take enough biopsies. Sometimes the lab work doesn't do a good enough cutting up the slides. Like, it's a number of things that could possibly be. But ask for the Prometheus blood test. That will, like, tell you straight up. Like, when he called me, he was like, it just straight up tells you I have Crohn's. Like, it's in my, it's in my blood. Like, you know? So, know that that's possible, and it's not common. It's not a common thing. And that's really it. I hope you guys have a blessed night, and I'll probably be making another video tomorrow about my brain atrophy or autoimmune diseases. I'm not sure. I kind of want to be consistent, but I don't always feel very consistent. I do have a daughter I take care of, my little miracle baby, and endometriosis is another one that I want to talk about. But just stay tuned if you're interested in hearing about any of that, because spreading awareness of things is something I'm really passionate about, as well as God. He's the only reason that I'm up and taking care of my daughter and functioning, because with all the problems I have going on, I am just exhausted, and I just want to sleep all day. I could sleep all day and all night and all day and all night. I could hibernate, I think. So, all glory to God. And I just want to say I hope y'all are well. I pray for those who aren't. I pray you find answers. Just Merry Christmas.